Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Jimmy Trades here. Let's get into Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. Let's jump over to the calendar. We do have news today, which is great. We've got high impact news at 8:30 a.m. My favorite time for news, which means we can get straight into the session. We have final GDP, QQ, and unemployment claims at 8:30. Rightio, let's jump over to the charts. Having a look here on NQ. We're on the daily. Got this new week opening gap here. You can see price came down, wicked straight off the equilibrium here today. We've already taken previous day low. However, whilst price remains in respect of the 25% or the bottom quarter of the previous day's range, I will be looking for price to continue lower and fill this gap. We did have the SMT here at the highs. And, is that a midweek reversal with the Wednesday putting in the high of the week and moving lower? We'll find out, I guess. But whilst price remains in respect of the bottom quarter here, then certainly looking for price to run lower and fill the rest of this gap at least. The hourly, we have SMT here at the highs. We're not at a point of interest. I would have liked to have seen that. But what we are getting as well, we see this gap that we opened up with here that's been filled. Possible change in the state of delivery. We closed through. We did close back below that, but it looks like we're retesting that level at the moment. So keeping an eye on this. Not looking at this as a breakout because we don't have an institutional swing point. Have a look at ES as well, obviously. But for now, looking for previous day low. As our low hanging fruit. This is our daily bottom quarter. So we're still respecting that. But even if we see a sweep high, take out the value swings here into this bearish FVG, and then look to continue to move lower. Potentially something like that is what I'd be looking for today at this stage. Jumping over to ES. Push back out to the daily. Of course, guys, remember you can grab your Apex evals for 80% off right now until the end of the month. 250 and 300K, definitely the best value with only $85 activation fees as well once we move to the PA. And I should note that Tradeify has also moved all their accounts to a 35% discount till the end of the month. So every account from Tradeify, 35% off right now. That includes their direct to SIM funded. Code Jimmy Trades for Tradeify, code Jimmy for Apex. All right, so similar story here with ES. That's where we had the SMT at the highs, respecting the bottom quarter of the previous day's range right now. SMT at the high. Whilst price remains in respect of that level, then that's what I'll be looking for price to run lower. having a look. Just want to go back to NQ. Actually, we'll stay on ES for 1 minute. We'll have a look at the hourly. We'll have a look. We'll drop right down to the 5 as well, because there was a trade that I marked out during London. I already missed it by the time I got to the chart, so I wasn't able to take it. But we do have a swing point candle closure here. We've got a swing point candle that we've respected. Price has moved lower off of. But the same thing, they're looking for the Wednesday, or this 6 o'clock candle. That's the new candle, the new daily candle. So it's the Thursday candle, obviously. Looking at that low for the draw on liquidity and to fill this gap. Let's move down to the 5 minute. Have a look at this trade. So here we had a sweep of the high. And you'll see that my position tool is not aligned with this because I actually had 2 marked out. So this was one trade to the Asia low, 2R, beautiful little trade there. And then if you did miss that, then there was another opportunity, which I missed both, but it is what it is, to get back into the trade. To close through this opposing candle here, market order in, or you could limit order, whatever you prefer. Stop at the high, the swing high here. Also SMT with NQ at this level. And then you could target 2R or Asia low, and you would actually get a really good risk to reward. So 3.3R there. So that were the 2 trades. I then looked at NQ for this trade here, which also played out. So it was just an inversion, getting on the close of this trade. And I marked this out, I think after this candle had printed is when I marked it out. Again, I missed the opportunity here as well. And I don't particularly like to chase trades, so I wasn't about to go and get in. So stop below the candle that inverted. So stop below here. And you can see that played out to 2R as well. So a couple opportunities there during London. And that was that SMT at the high there that was pointing to on ES. Moving over to oil. Oh, that was a trade. Just a trade idea I thought I'd mark out, but same thing. There was no swing point. There was no sweep here, so I wasn't really interested. It was just a tester. Just something to look at. Let's have a look at the daily. So hourly time frame, you can see the standard deviations here. That's where I've drawn the hourly. So we we moved up into that -2 to 2.5, and we've had a reaction there, and obviously unable to move further beyond that. So this was my initial draw. We took out one of the draws I had on the hourly. We did take that out. Now we're moving lower. We've got a devil's mark. Here we've opened with no wick to the high side. As it stands right now, I would be looking for previous day low as the low hanging fruit. Let's move down to the hourly. So yeah, there's our previous day low. That's where I'll be looking for price to reach for. Change in state of delivery. Price coming up and respecting that at the moment. So certainly looking for price to move lower here. Here we are on the daily for 6E or Euro futures. And we've pushed into this daily FEG and we are reacting inside that FEG at the moment. We've just about come down to that standard deviation we projected off the hourly as well. What's Dixie up to? Dixie trying to go higher. Up into this bearish FEG. Low resistance liquidity. I think 6E will have the same, we've got this low resistance liquidity built up through here. Let's check out the hourly structure. So we do have an hourly change in the state of delivery. We could see a little bit of a retracement here on 6E before we continue lower. Look at these relative equal highs as a draw. These value swings through here. Stuck at the moment between the change in state of delivery and this bearish FEG. And a little bit of consolidation here. Look, I'm going to sit neutral. It's not that clear to me right now. So I'm going to position myself neutral at the moment. But we can see that downtrend. And it looks like we're going to continue to respect that at the moment. Want to see price move out of this consolidation. Dixie's going to be a similar thought process here. We have respected the 50% level of this opposing candle here, so that's something to point out. We've got a devil's mark here. Looking for price to possibly reach higher. Grab that. Grab that open there, see right here. So that'll be our draw. Similar to ES, similar to EU, we've got this clear trend moving up, so we haven't violated that just yet. Interested to watch GU here. See if we respect these opposing candles and see price continue lower. Would like to see it dip down into this bullish FEG and sweep this low here. Bitcoin, what have you been up to? Paused again. We're paused again. We're moving sideways. Still looking for price to reach higher. Want to get a close through this bearish FEG though. We need to see a close through that bearish FEG. So hopefully we can get that close today. See price push higher, close above the swing high here. Would be ideal. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. Remember those Apex and Tradeify deals. Grab your evals and have a great Thursday. We'll be hanging out in Trade Foundry today and we'll catch you over there. Bye for now.